back to Obscured Reality. We're back this time, I think, with cryptids. What's tonight's show about, Stephanie?
Well, recently I just got back from a little family holiday to Georgia, and in just that's West Virginia. That's next year. Uh, so we decided to swing by the Bigfoot experience in Blue Ridge, Georgia,
Oh
and
no, opinions are forming.
it was interesting. They definitely have probably the largest collection of not only like replicas for the casts, but actual stuff from like people's missions. They have actually a really decent section on the Sierra Sounds, which we have covered.
Uh, I've not looked at the photos yet. I just put them together. I
Yes.
have comments on the one you just mentioned and the Sierra Bigfoot sounds.
Oh, I
I
know. I
don't
know.
like
Okay, look.
either of that.
So the people who ran it were very kind, very nice ladies. We got there like 45 minutes before they closed, and they were so gracious enough to be like, "Yeah, we'll still sell you tickets, even though it takes like a little bit to get through the display or the
Yeah.
museum." And we were like, "Thanks." um, so a few of them have actually had their own experience, which is
Hmm.
fine. That's interesting. I do hope they email us. I gave them our email. I really hope they reach out because I'd be very interested to hear their stories. But if you want to start pulling up the pictures, I just kind of want to set the scene of what it was like in Georgia. It was just woods, so
Well,
thick.
let's bring those pictures up
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. First one I think was a
Uno here.
yeah. Wasn't this a video?
Yes, it is. Let's play
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So, oh, there's sound. Sorry. So, I just wanted to show you guys, like, just
Well,
how
if there's
thick.
sound, you can't talk over it. I don't know how to mute it.
Okay, then just play it.
Well,
But it's just
no. I gotta start it over. So when I say right now, I'm bringing him up, right? So I gotta start it over before you start it. How long is this one? Do you know?
30 seconds maybe. It's
Okay,
30
cool.
seconds to a minute.
All right, go. All right, there's the photos.
All right. So, the first one is a video. It just shows how thick the woods are. It was actually pretty tight. There's a lot of undergrowth. There's a lot
Yeah.
of trees that grow very close to each other, and the steepness of the hills and the mountains, even in the top of Georgia, which is it would be pretty much like the bottom of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Still very beautiful. I'm not saying they're not big. I'm just saying they're a lot bigger than hills, but not as big as like if you're in, West Virginia per se.
Right. Right.
But
Should we play it real quick?
yeah, go right ahead.
But I've been to some places with some dense forestry, but yeah, you
Yeah.
could
Oh, it's
not be seen in 2 seconds.
very easily. I found that very compelling actually, because I guess I never really realized being from the north that just how thick, triple C thick those woods are down south. So I guess maybe I can understand why people have the beliefs of Bigfoot down there or swamp ape or however you want to name
Mhm.
it, just because you can disappear pretty much immediately. I mean, these people also hid illegal, moonshine stills from the government for decades down,
Yeah.
in the south, ranging all throughout the Appalachians and Blue Ridge Mountains. But I just wanted to show how thickly wooded that area is.
Yeah, and
So
imagine if you have like one or two people walking back there. It's so thick and dense that I mean, you're easily even if you're able to see a person, you're only going to see a part of them. So much of them is
yeah.
covered and kind of
Mhm.
camouflaged. A
And there's
normal
also
a normal piece of the body with normal clothing could look really weird, you
yeah.
know.
There's also a particular vine that's taken over a lot of the South. I'm not aware of the name of it, but it's very like just takes over everything. It carpets the entirety of the forest floor and probably a solid 20 feet up into the trees.
Yeah.
It's starting to actually take over up north as well, but I saw way more of it down south than I have up north. If you want to continue, I can move on. So, just another picture of the road just to show how dense it is. I think I have a couple, like two more pictures of the road just to show like the
Be
density
trippy
of the
at
trees.
night.
It was a beautiful drive. Absolutely gorgeous down there. There we
It
go.
reminds me of Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I could see that. Also just the steepness of everything, like,
Yeah.
straight off the road, it's just like, shoo, you gotta be a
And even if
really
you're
good
walking
driver.
walking in there, like, you can see right there a little hill, you know, going from, like, the sunshine here up this way, right next to
It's
the
steep as
Blair Witch
hell.
stick figure, and it's like, yeah, it's a little hill, and, you know, how steep is it? Really not a big deal, but when you add this density and the
Mhm,
roots and the leaves and all that, you know, that makes even just that small section right there much more difficult,
mhm,
and I am working towards something here, to help play on both sides of the possibility of Bigfoot,
mhm.
we'll get into later.
Okay, we can move along. Picture number 5. So, outside, just had to take, obviously, a picture of the Sasquatch Museum sign, the Bigfoot Expedition, or Expedition Bigfoot, my bad. The
And
next
I
picture.
love how they show him as him, I'm assuming it's a him, as
Are you
elusive.
assuming their
He
gender?
he's turning his back, he's stepping over stuff, trying to get away
Get away from the researchers, yeah. I
from the
also, let's
screen.
just point out before we move on, I really like the picture on the side of the building that it is half like a Yeti, Bigfoot, Sasquatch as we know it, and then the other
Mm,
half would be almost like a representation of a monkey mask from another culture. I think it's
mm.
Africa. I
I think
think
it's more Bigfoot.
no, other side. The
This
yeah,
side, gotcha.
yes. So, I find that very interesting because I don't know if I put the pictures in there with the group that I sent you, but there were pictures on the wall of, um, monkey, like, masks or, ape
Mhm,
man masks that were from all different, cultures and tribes from Africa all the way over into, uh, Eastern Asia and the Asian plains.
mhm,
And even the Japanese have demon masks that like that look like
yeah,
monkeys. So I mean, it's prevalent throughout all cultures, and I do appreciate the fact that they did recognize that in their sign. So
mm.
let's go ahead to the next one.
Numero 6
So this is the Chattahoochee National
reminds
Forest.
me of a country song and something else.
I know. Like, I could not come to call it that. I was like the Chattanooga
I'd like to
National Forest.
put up a flag that says "Believe." You know, I don't want to get too far into the depths of my opinions yet till you're done, but you know, I mean, it just makes me think of a religion. Believe. Well, show me the proof, and then I won't have to
Big
believe. Oh no.
Bigfoot. All hail Bigfoot.
And not putting Bigfoot down. We don't know. We have our own opinions. We'll talk at
Mhm.
the end.
So the yellow spots that you see on the map, is basically like the, Bigfoot sighting areas.
Mm-hmm.
And also, your typical hiking trail, stay on the hiking trails, take in what you or take out what you take in, use trash bins, blah blah. Next
Right.
picture is a kind of a close up of the yellow areas for the Bigfoot zones. So that just shows you where in the national forest you're going to have a better chance of encountering a Bigfoot.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Okay.
Next picture is, I believe that, yeah, this is the front porch. I like it. I kind of really enjoy the whole Tibetan vibe that they have going out there with the
Yeah.
flags. Call back to the Yeti. Really liked that. It was nice. Next picture, I believe, is a bookcase from the inside. They had it's not just like books. Every single one of those books is a Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, something along those lines of a
Hmm.
book. And I was like, okay,
Figured. Yeah.
I mean, I was actually kind of impressed. I was like, that's a lot, generally a lot.
Yeah.
Um, Next picture. So this is where we're going to get into the casts. They have
Mhm.
the largest collection of casts in pretty much the world. So some of like they're all obviously replicas of the originals. I think they might have some original casts, like if they were donated
Mhm.
from the actual people, because I know that they were very proud that they had a lot of donated artifacts as well. So I do believe some of these might be their original castings and some are remake castings.
Right.
This one is just simply a skunk ape cast from the Green Swamp, Florida, 2019. They have a little bit of information on each one on a little bit of plaque. This
Right.
one, that is the information you get.
That's
So
it. It'd be nice if they put a little cutout of a measuring tape next to each one just so you can visually see
yeah,
exactly.
banana for scale, they were huge. Not gonna
Yeah.
they were huge.
Yeah.
This the majority of them I would say would be 13 to 16 inches in
Hmm.
length, and then we had some smaller ones that were quote, quote, "baby
Right.
Bigfoot," AKA my foot size.
Right.
I'm a baby
Big
Bigfoot,
furry
y'all.
baby. Yeah. Big furry
Ba
baby.
I'm a baby Bigfoot, y'all. So we'll get to that one, but this one didn't have too much information on it. I
Yeah.
do find the toe spread interesting. Like, the little toe is just kind of an afterthought.
Well, it looks broken off.
That too. Yeah.
But
Alright.
yeah, the toes definitely seem to be completely spread out like you're purposely trying to spread your toes out.
I mean, I do that when I'm in grass, but not when I walk.
Well well, that's also interesting because if you look at the small one that's broken off, it looks like that one would be super close to the one next to it, whereas the remaining 4 that you do see aren't. And
Right.
now maybe not a smaller one, but that would be interesting if that is a claim because that's basically like thumbs on your hand
Mhm.
versus 5 straight fingers, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Alright, continue. This next one was found by Doyle Holmes and his son Nathan. Um,
It's like a dinosaur poop.
oh god, if you wanna see poop, I got you on the poop.
We're coming, I know. I don't know
Oh,
what it is, but I know what it looks like.
mhm.
This also looks like, Mount Rushmore up here. Boom, 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 especially this one. This one looks like a baby alien or a baby Trump. You can see the hair coming down here, and the mouth is open, nose, eye.
Oh my god, it does
It's
look
like
like
finding stuff in clouds. This does
dude,
look like
yeah, you're right, that one
actually
does kinda actually, that one kinda looks like the Geronimo carving.
now when you zoom in, this looks like a black and white, like, painting portrait of a lady who spiked her hair up like the devil or something with maybe a forest in the background.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I am deliriously tired right now.
Oh my
I'm
god.
doing
I
today.
mean, usually I'm the one who's tired because it's like it's 2 hour
Uh,
okay, for everyone who doesn't already know, I am 2 hours ahead of him. We are not in the same studio, obviously. So when I'm sitting here, like, yawning and looking tired as fuck, it's because 'cause I'm tired as fuck. I've been working all day, and for once, I am not the delirious one. Let it be known. Let it be known, commenters.
mhm.
So, yeah, this guy, our George
Interesting.
Washington toes are it
Yeah.
look I the
Well,
b I don't yeah, is
I'm
that the
looking
big
at
toe?
this and wondering if this is it the same thing? It looks spread out from the
Mhm,
others if this is supposed to be a toe, which again would be interesting. But then again, that could really help you with things. I mean, you look at like chimps and apes and gorillas and stuff. Don't they? Aren't they using their feet for a lot of
mhm.
stuff too?
Yeah, and, like, their
You know?
feet literally look like
Yeah.
they have a very
Mhm.
distinctive and developed joint right there that sticks
Right.
out pretty far in order for it to be another finger and to grip onto shit and to grab, but, oh man. Let's go to the next one.
All right.
Alright, so this guy
Yeah.
was discovered in Georgia, 2019.
Yeah.
Not really too much information. It was in a, case full of I want like, other artifacts that I guess were traded in between uh, a homesteader and supposedly a Bigfoot. I do have pictures of that.
What?
Yes, I do have pictures of that that I can send you, but I just wanted to
Huh.
focus on the tracks for right now. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, so they're was a lot of different artifacts in which people had claimed that they were, trading with a alleged Bigfoot
Mhm.
and that they would, like, exchange, like, gifts, AKA random shit. So,
Right. I would like to talk to this ranger since this print was discovered by a
Ranger,
ranger.
Georgia.
And what I wanna know also, mainly, I wanna get a good feel for this guy, right, or this person.
So
But,
the
I
person
wanna know, like, did this ranger, know how to do castings, or did he alert someone in some group like the FRO and they came out and did castings?
Most of the people I'm assuming did their own casting, but I just wanted to point
Hmm,
out that it's not a ranger who found it. It was found in Ranger, Georgia.
that's what I said, Ranger
No,
Georgia. I
no.
misread that earlier, I didn't even
Mhm.
reread it right now. Well, I
So
still wanna talk to the ranger,
okay,
okay?
I
Let's make
can
that
make that happen. Also, I could if you want, I can send you all the case photos that I took for that one. It was so many pictures that I took that I was not trying
Mm.
to overwhelm you and make this a longer show than it probably already will be. But we could so so I
Well,
just
good
tried to
thing is
keep
we
it
got a
to,
lot
like,
of
the
pictures.
Hmm?
Good thing is we got a lot of pictures to look at.
It's true, and that's why I wasn't trying to send literally every fucking one I took. So, let's continue. So, you wanted to talk about shit. We can talk about some shit. This 36-inch specimen was found by Dr. Matthew Johnson in Southern Oregon. And let me grab my phone real fast because I actually have a little bit of information about our dear Matthew Johnson. Dr. Matthew Johnson, I should say. Excuse me. Do, 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 do. Phenomena. Do, 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 do. All right. Boo, boo, boo. Where did he go? My Dr. Matthew. It's weird saying that considering it's my son and my husband's name. All right. Dr. Matthew Johnson.
Okay. Doctor?
Mhm.
I guess so.
Yep. He is known in the paranormal UFO circles specifically for his Bigfoot research. He has something called a mind speak theory, which claims that Sasquatches can communicate telepathically because they are not of this earth. They are actually
Mm.
interdimensional creatures. They are aliens.
Goes back to UFOs.
Yep, very much so. He definitely, is one of the people who spearheads the Bigfoot UFO supernatural phenomenon correlations, especially because there's a lot of that. Like we've already talked about this before, about the UFO Bigfoot overlap. So he's one of the people who spearheads that developing idea, and he found this beautiful specimen of poo,
Mm.
still warm to the touch.
Yeah, so I want to read part of this real
Please
quick.
do.
It was found on a logging road, steaming warm to the touch between two 26-inch tracks left by a Sasquatch he calls Zorth. I didn't see Zorth when I just read this a minute ago. So I apologize. I'm going to laugh. But
That's
uh,
definitely an alien name. I'll give him that.
steaming warm.
Steaming
So
warm.
he's alleging this thing
Steaming.
just walked by and took this dump. How long is it going to stay steaming warm for? Very questionable. Not too long. Um, and you don't hear anything, don't see anything, don't smell anything other than the alleged poop.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the poo is the only thing you're gonna be smelling at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do this and put it in a plaque and all this stuff, I want to see some testing done on it.
True, but let's go ahead and show the viewers what they've really been waiting for is that picture of that beautiful poo right
I
there.
saw this and figured it was either a Sasquatch walking stick or a big piece of dung.
That is a 36-inch piece of dog right there.
Or a Sasquatch antler. Or something else that was petrified hard.
I'm such a child. I find poop, and well, as long as it's not like directly involved in my life, I find poop hilarious. And
Yeah.
farts. Farts are always
Yeah.
hilarious. But so like to see a 30-inch solid, like were you walking? Were you standing? And just like
Yeah.
like a bird, like you know?
Here's what gets me, the length, right?
Sorry,
You just
sorry.
keep walking while you gotta be squat walking, I think, because otherwise it
Mhm.
might break apart. But you notice all these rings, this dive outward and then a dip in, out,
Mhm.
in, ridges, right? In, right here,
Yeah,
out,
like an
out.
actual piece of poo.
Well, no, this is like ringed. Like you can see this whole thing right here is elevated, and then it goes down and in for a whole ring around the thing, and then back up and out, and like you're constantly pinching off a loaf or something,
I
but you're
mean
not pinching it off. It's just squeezing it, whoop, squeezing it, whoop,
well, I
squeezing.
mean, you're as you're pushing, like, pushing, relaxing, pushing so I cannot believe we're
I
having this conversation
I
right
have
now.
a hard time with this picture.
I
I mean,
cannot.
I don't know, man. I couldn't say it doesn't look like it could be. I mean, I'm looking at the coloring,
It
obviously the hair
definitely I should have sent you
right
the
here.
other picture. It definitely looks like a piece of poo from the other side, from
Yeah,
another angle. Yeah.
yeah, I'm having a hard time with the length though, but,
Yeah, the length, yeah,
picture.
is very impressive. I think that it comes close to the record that a human has actually set.
Oh,
Don't ask
jeez.
how I know these things.
Ugh,
Anyways, let's
well,
continue. Enough
alright.
poo talk.
I wanna be the first to name, Bigfoot's poop, big poop. Next. Here we go. 2 human skulls, I'm assuming?
So this is a picture of two skulls that were found in the Lovelock Caves. So these are supposedly ancient giant
You're
tribe.
You say picture, you meaning you took the picture, like, what we're looking at isn't a picture, like, you
Yes,
saw a
what we're looking
picture of
at is a picture of a picture. So these
Oh, okay.
skulls, it says on the little tab that the skulls have been locked up in a backroom vault, and along with a 15-inch long reed made sandal that was found with the skulls.
Mhm.
Now, once again, let me pull up my phone. The Lovelock Caves are in Nevada, and it is a real archaeological site famous for the Paiute oral traditions and discoveries made there in the early 1900s. The Northern Paiute stories describe red-headed tribes called the Sitaka. If I said that incorrectly, I do apologize. They were said to be tall, fierce, lived in caves, eventually defeated by the local tribes. The archaeological discoveries in this area really do include human remains, ancient tools, duck decoys, textiles, and mummified remains. The giant skull claim, however, the alternative history, quote, quote, theories claim that giant skulls were found, red hair giants existed, and evidence was hidden and or removed. However, a lot of modern archaeology don't actually support it. So I'm very curious to see these skulls like in real life because a picture really doesn't do it justice for how
Yeah,
large it was. Um I am familiar with the lore, however, um and due to the natural decomposition process, some remains can naturally have reddish hair. I believe a couple of the bog people that they found over in Europe had red hair as well because it's a mineral that is absorbed up that makes your hair red, and it's due to the aging decomposition process. So the site in large remains a topic of the giant lore, ancient mystery communities, and Native American legend discussions. So there's the legends of the Native Americans that these people existed. There's supposed evidence here of these skulls that are now hidden away that they existed. But modern archaeology does not support this. So it was
yeah,
interesting to see. And also the tag does say that they had two rows of teeth, but I don't see another row of teeth in the skull on the right because it
yeah, but
has
you
the
can't
broken
see the
teeth right
bottom
there.
either.
Yeah, so I don't know where this second row of teeth come in. I would really be curious to see that. I mean, at the same time, it is completely possible to have two row of teeth depending on what age that you have passed away at, and slash or if you have certain genetic um, oddities, as there are a multitude of people around the world.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the ones in India are exploited, but they have multiple sets of teeth, like up in their
mm,
like upper palates because of genetic conditions.
yeah. It's too
So
bad this is just a picture
yeah.
because,
Oh, I
picture
know.
is easy to do what you want with, right? You can these things could be an inch tall. and
Oh, yeah.
really super fine print on a card in front of it. I mean, it does look like it's in
The
some type
picture
of
is
showroom.
large, but
Yeah,
again, it's a picture of a picture, so there's no way of really having a
yeah.
banana for scale with the skulls in the original picture to see just how large they really are.
And again, I'd like to see some actual scientists, doctors, look at these, and like even a dentist,
Yeah,
and just see how many
so
teeth about do you are you seeing? The ones you are seeing up front here and here, does that look normal?
right.
These may be older skulls,
Oh, for sure.
let's assuming it's faked and these are human skulls. That's why I would want to get
Yeah,
some of
I
those
mean,
ideas.
not saying that they were not human. They were definitely human. They were just a gigantic version of
Mhm.
humans
Right,
that roamed the plains along with our current natives,
right.
ancestors. Next picture, since you want some
Okay.
DNA testing done, this is the pingbosh hand. I'm so sorry once again from Nepal. This is not the original hand. The original hand is missing. It has been missing since the
Oh,
70s from Tibet. Someone stole the
oh,
hand out of the monastery in Tibet. However,
oh,
someone did originally steal a finger off of the hand to get DNA testing done. And the finger did show, in fact, that it had human DNA markers. So the original hand out of the Tibetan monastery damn well could be just a very large person, or people think that it was put together with scraps. I really hate to say it like that, but I
yeah.
don't really want to say it any other way.
What I'm looking at here is nothing more to me than a Jeremy Corbell video. It's fake, right?
Well,
Like
yeah,
you
no,
have
that
this,
one knowingly is fake. Yes, it is
well,
a
yeah, but
representation of the missing hand.
more to that, besides just the fact that it's fake and it's on display as if it's real, even though they're being told it's fake. Um, well, here's where I have a big issue is DNA. This was DNA tested. You would think you'd be posting those DNA results maybe with this on top, so people can actually see that if that's the claim, right? Because
Mhm,
again, especially nowadays, we're in the age of, at least for stuff like this, UFOs, all that, where's the proof? People are getting sick of it. Just dump it if there's something there or not. So if you have the
mhm.
DNA evidence, it was tested, why not
Oh,
provide
I'm
that?
sorry.
Now, I know it's saying contains human DNA markers, but
Mhm.
show the info so people who
Oh, for
actually
sure.
can look.
So, it was actually stolen, I'm sorry, back in the '90s, and its
Mhm.
whereabouts currently remain unknown. However, in 2010, 2011, Weta Workshop, the same, special effects company that, was behind Lord of the Rings, they created a replica hand and returned it to Nepal for display and educational purposes.
Mhm.
Um, I would, yes, like to know a little bit more about the human DNA markers, that was found in it. Uh,
Mhm.
e yeah, I agree. I really wish they had, like, posted that because that would have
Yeah.
been highly
Es
interesting to see as
especially if
well.
you're not even just because you're making that claim, but especially because the actual thing you have on display is fake.
Mhm.
They definitely provide this.
Yeah. Alright, I'm asking internet real fast about the if the DNA results were, like, published. Let's see. One of the scientists involved, Rob Ogden of the University of Edinburgh, stated that they obtained a very strong match to existing human DNA reference sequencing, and the result was what they expected: human DNA. Only a finger sample was tested, not the entire hand. The history of the artifact is complicated because parts were removed, replaced, and studied over the decades. But yeah, so apparently it actually, I don't know when they took it, but I'm sure I could look into that a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
well, that guy's gotta go public, and they need to show the results.
I mean, also, how long ago did they do this? I mean, if they did it back in like the 70s or 80s, you know?
Here's the thing, here's the thing that gets me. I mean, we gotta get into this stuff at the end, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember a
Oh,
lot
how
of
about
it.
we go to the next picture for a better view, real fast, of the hand?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it looks fake, it looks like bamboo.
Yes, yes, very much. Okay, but at the same time, people who have passed away also look very, very fake
Yeah.
in their coffins for viewings. They look very much like wax figurines. So, But again, this is also a replica, so of course it probably is bamboo.
Right.
Um, I would love to know what the original looked like.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what's up with the twine, the rope. Like, was this like a alleged bracelet that was found? Was the thing handcuffed with rope? Like, why is it even on there? Not a
Handcuffed
big
with
deal.
rope.
Just
I love
curious.
that. Okay. When did the DNA test the hand? Let's see. Oh, true. They tested. Oh my God, I was so wrong. They DNA tested that thing in 2011 or yeah, 2011.
Show the results.
Ah, that's what I'm saying. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. In 2008, the finger fragment was rediscovered in a museum collection in London. Rob Ogden and colleagues performed DNA testing on the fragment. Results were publicly announced, resulting in a strong match to human sequence. Okay, this is going to be another episode, I swear. Let's continue.
All right,
Speaking of
next one.
fakes, a beautiful Yeti scalp. Low key,
it's, a,
this is
it's a coconut.
yeah. Again, it's a replica, but I do enjoy the fact that
Oh,
they kept the traditional Yeti shape for the head because I've noticed that a lot of the Yetis have more of a pointed head, while a lot of like the Sasquatches have like the squashed frontal lobe head. So,
back.
I
Okay, so I was gonna say something 2 pictures ago, and you said switch pictures, and I'm exhausted, so I forgot what I was gonna say. But I just remembered. Um, and this is why I was saying, we gotta talk more at the end, but we're just not gonna remember it all right now if we do. Um, if these things are allegedly out there and real, and I'm not talking about Bigfoot, obviously what I'm going to say would mean Bigfoot is true and real. Um, but these artifacts are real, even though these are replicas, but replica of the original.
mhm,
Um, this thing would have been, this would have been mainstream so long ago, it wouldn't have even been funny. There'd be no question in 2026 that some type of creature like Bigfoot exists or existed and just recently went extinct. I mean, there'd be no question in 2026 about this anymore.
right.
That's what gets me.
So the coconut. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. I really don't have anything else to say on that.
It's a replica. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I want to see what is claimed to be real. I don't want to see replicas. I don't care that it's Bigfoot. It doesn't matter what it is, but like, I'm not going to a museum to see a replica
Mhm,
of a 50,000-year-old statue of whatever. I'm going there to see the real thing. I don't want to see a replica. I want to see a replica. I might as well Google picture the shit.
mhm.
Next
Yep.
is no. Oh Jesus! He's doing a thumbs up with his foot.
So this is kind of like more similar to what I was talking about with gorillas, like how they have a very,
Mhm.
very defined and distinctive
Right.
thumb on their foot. This is probably the most ape-like footprint personally out of them. Again, not much information. It's a cast replica from Decatur, Illinois. Oh, that's not far from me. Okay, so but this is also from 1962. So
Yep.
one of the older ones. Let's continue.
Hmm. Could just be a broken human
Uh
toe.
oh
I mean,
god.
this is a
Oh
human foot.
god. I know. That just sounds so painful. Yeah, this one
I
superhuman.
tear all the tendons.
Oh, shut up. So the next one, superhuman like. It was larger. I mean, it was probably
Okay.
more along the smaller of the sizes that was there. That wasn't this quote quote baby Bigfoot. Uh, but yeah, this one was probably the most human looking of them all, outside
Yeah,
of the baby Bigfoot.
the toes definitely look weird to be human.
It's this
Like
the how perfected this print is. Like,
yeah.
it looks
Well,
like
I mean,
someone just perfectly went bloop with their foot.
yeah,
There's no, like, impression, toe. Like, when I think of a walking footprint, I think of a deeper heel from the impact and then a push from the ball when you're stepping forward. So, like, almost like a toe drag or even, like,
yeah,
a bigger hump in the middle. Whatever.
yeah.
I don't know
And
shit.
the toes, if you look at the 4 toes minus the big toe, you don't see your joints. You don't see the crevices that would be there, the curve down because it bends in 2
It's
spots.
yeah, it's just boop. It's just pads. Now the
Hmm.
little toe kind of looks like mine because I have like
Yeah,
no little toe. So I mean
you
that
got
one's pretty accurate. I'll
little
give that.
toe.
Shall we? This one
Yeah,
is a handprint.
I see a face right here too.
Oh my god. You really are
Yeah,
delirious. You're gonna see Jesus in your toast next. What the fuck?
I see an elephant right here. Here's the trunk coming down, a tusk. Here's an eye that's closing or shut, another eye that's closing or shut, big ass ear.
I can't wait to show you the actual like imprint of an ear that I found in the rock when I was out there because we went to Stone Mountain as well. But yeah, so this one's a handprint. It kind of does look like something fell and like the fingers went into the ground and like they like
Hmm,
caught themselves almost. Like it does definitely look like a handprint of something catching themselves or even like getting up off the ground even for that matter. Like
right.
let's continue. Another Bigfoot cast. This one's a little bit more recent,
Mhm.
2001. Still pretty good definition in the toes, just like that last one though.
Yep.
It's all pads. It's very much all pads and very human like,
Right.
very large, but still very human. Next one
Yeah.
I think is another handprint. Yeah.
Hmm.
The fingers are so short.
Yeah. Compared to the size of the palm,
Yeah.
that just seems weird.
Yeah.
But maybe they're cut off. Maybe this was taken from mud. Maybe the fingers went in holes
Yeah.
into the mud. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do seem incredibly short.
Mhm. Alright. Next one I think is the baby Bigfoot. Boom! Baby Bigfoot. That's my foot, y'all.
I mean, this looks more like a human foot. You can see the creases for the joints
Mhm,
right here in all
mhm.
the toes. This is
It looks
unusually
too
large.
perfect. That's
Yeah.
my problem with it. Like, you even have the lines of the foot on the bottom. No other cast has that. Like, this is just too perfect. Too
Hmm.
perfect. Like, unless I can't even imagine a medium in which someone would step that would create such a fine cast of even the lines on your feet. Because, like, even when I walk in sand or clay or anything like that, it does not show.
Yeah.
I have some definition on my feet, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I've got stepped on a nail, so I have a pretty large hole in a foot, and that is something that I believe would show up. I mean, if these people can get these lines, they would definitely find my nail hole in my foot, and that doesn't even show up in sand.
And again,
So,
I'd like to
this
see a
one
measuring tape next to each of these planted in there so you can get an actual good reference of what the size is,
yeah,
if you're not
this one
there.
was very
Um,
normal looking.
this is just weird. The foot, if
Yeah,
this is like the size of a normal adult human foot,
uh-huh,
it just looks weird and like a foot, human foot.
and
This
like a
pad
foot.
looks pretty large. This toe looks fairly large.
Yeah.
But
Considering the pad for the bone that it's hanging off of, yeah, it looks very strange.
yeah.
Alright. Next one's even weirder looking.
uh, Looks like a crustacean.
So, like I was saying, this one's newer than the last one, so it's very interesting to see how this one looks like it would be a recast from the 1960s versus the one that we just saw. Like, what is the medium difference? Like, what did they get the castings from? That's what I would like to know as well. Next one? That one was actually pretty big.
I if so many of these are from alleged Bigfoots, I would highly expect the toes to be similar, meaning having the big one always out like this with the other toes,
Mhm,
or always out to the side like an opposable thumb, like in some of the other pictures. I would highly expect that
mhm,
from every single one, just like humans, just like gorillas, just like chimpanzees,
mhm.
you know?
Yep, shall we?
Hmm.
This one is one of the older ones. This is exactly how I would expect one of their casts to look. This one, like you were saying, very more dead on with how a foot shape traditionally looks, more Sasquatchy than some of the other ones that are just like meh,
Notice this
T-Rex
one
foot.
is near Bluff Creek, the Patterson Gimlin film.
Ooh, oh, oh, there you go. All right, next one.
Bluff Creek again.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Again, nice foot, nice looking foot.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's probably one of the better casts. Not so perfect that you question it. Like, dang, did you just like cast someone's actual foot? But
Well,
like,
that's one of the big issues that has always been present
mhm,
with casts of alleged
oh
Bigfoots
yeah,
is the lack of definition in the casts,
mhm,
which makes me think if I were to go out there and take a step in some not too wet mud, um, that if a professional went out there and casted it, it sounds like I should be expecting definition out of the cast. And that's been a big complaint with casts with these is no definition makes it harder to try to read things for the professionals that can.
yeah. But then you have the casts that are too detailed, and
Hmm.
it's like there ain't no damn way. But all right, so continue.
And this does say, was that Titmus Gimlin print?
Print.
So
Yep.
this may have been a point after Patterson Gimlin did the video. Gimlin, I believe, may have gone back out there with someone, which we're seeing here.
This is the right foot to the supposed cripple foot, Bigfoot. The next picture I believe is the cripple foot. Uh, yep.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's like Shrek and maybe normal Shrek. I see a
You mean
face here.
Shrek and
You
Ogre
see
Shrek?
the mouth is open here,
Oh
and
my
then the nose
god.
arches out. You have an eye going back. You have the ear here. It
After
seriously
this,
looks
you're
like
going to bed, bro. I'm
I'm
cutting you
telling
off from life.
you, looks like a face.
You cutting you off from life. Go to bed. All right. Continuing.
All right, knuckle print.
This one, yeah, knuckle print. Again, very much looks like something just, getting up off the ground.
And we'll see a nail line there, possibly.
Oh, you got
Hmm.
me yawning now, motherfucker. Yep, possibly nails. All right, so now we're going to get
Huh.
into the wall of articles. So these are all screenshots, obviously, of articles that were printed about Bigfoot, skunk ape, Sasquatch, Yeti over the years. This one, as you can see, from 1895 is going to be one of the older ones that we have, but I do
Right.
find it interesting that there are newspaper articles going this far back. This was something that definitely struck me. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, over 100 years.
mhm,
Huh.
mhm." Shall we? Continuing. Just another one. This one is from obviously Indiana. Wait, no. That's
Wait,
weird.
Indiana,
Indiana County, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I hate that.
Either way, 1886,
Yeah.
the wild men of Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, but Ohio. Jesus.
Okay, so there's I hate that because there's also like Michigan City, Indiana, and like in my brain, I know that it's not Michigan, but in my brain, I'm like, oh,
Now
hey, it's
you're telling
Michigan.
me
It's not Michigan,
you're
it's still
telling me
Indiana.
in Pennsylvania they have a city named Indiana that is also in a county that happens to be named Indiana County. I mean, it could be, could be.
I don't find it funny. I find that very annoying actually, because it's like,
It is.
hold on. Anyways,
But
so
with that in mind, we'll talk about the wild man of Ohio.
yes, because I gotta get all three states in there. Just bing, bing, bang.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we can go to the next one.
Okay.
I actually now have to look this up because that's actually driving me a little insane. Indiana County, PA.
Tennessee had another wild man, much more satisfactory than the last. He is 7 feet high, covered with shaggy hair, very muscular, runs away from men with astonishing swiftness, but approaches unprotected women with wild and horrid screams of Gillibit. Approaches, it stays away from men with astonishing swiftness, but it definitely approaches unprotected women with wild and horrid
Sounds like a
screams.
man.
Wow.
Yep. So apparently there really is an Indiana County, Indiana County,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania. Like I hate y'all. I hate y'all. Why? Why?
this is interesting. If this verbiage here is real, you are seeing a crossover, an alleged crossover between what is possibly a non-human creature to humans, where you don't see human males going up to gorillas, chimps, apes, monkeys, females only, and like, hey, babe. Now I know there is the very small percentage of the human population that is that sick and will do that,
Mm,
but you get my point. Like, there's never a crossover like that. You don't have humans attracted to. I'm assuming that's where this is going, but reaching out to females of the animal kingdom, you don't see them doing it with each other, right?
mhm.
It's just weird.
Oh, yeah. And I just wanna point out that Indiana, Pennsylvania is right next to Chevy Chase Heights, which is I
Hey,
don't know why that's funny as hell to me, like, why are we naming our towns such random things?
well, there's some good ones out there.
Oh, Pennsylvania really comes through on the names. So, yep, another 1870 yep, 1871 for this one. Wild I know that what the hell is that last name? Jeligbt.
Jelib
Jelibit?
approaches unprotected women with wild and horrid screams of jealous.
Gelig. Is that a HT or a BT?
Looks like a bee.
Mm-mm. I don't know. It's not pulling up anything. It's pulling up a
Eh,
company. Maybe it's supposed to say delight, but it's like
oh yeah,
printed all messed up.
yeah, possibly.
Okay. Anyways, let's go. Next one.
Next,
Next. Next one. This one is at 1880. From Atlanta. So the area that I was just currently visiting, Wild Man in Walker. We don't really need to hit that guy. We can just scroll through these next ones
hmm,
a little quickly if you'd like, because I know you're tired.
okay.
So 1907, Kentucky, Wild Man of Kentucky. That's
Huh.
crazy. This one, wow. So it's the Wild Man of Kentucky. However, this is being printed in Reno, Nevada in 1907. So I guess
That
word spread
yeah, that's well, I mean, when did they start telephones? Basic.
around there. I
Morse
mean, they
code.
had telegram as well, so
So
they had that in the
yeah,
1800s. Yeah.
yeah. Huh.
Yeah, telegram, telegraph. Yeah, so interesting. I didn't realize that originally. I just saw like Kentucky and I was like, oh, okay. But
So it says here, Peters hurried home and told his employer, who today organized a party who went to where the wild man had been seen. They found no trace of him in the woods, but in the mud of the riverbank, they found tracks of bare human feet with claw like toenails. Well, if it's someone that's living out there, meaning not in Kentucky or wherever, but meaning someone that's just living out in the middle of the forest alone, I would expect their toenails to be like that.
I mean, hell, my kids' toenails look like that, and they're not. Well, they're
Mhm.
wild, but they're not living like that. Uh, Telephone was invented in 1876, so this
Yeah.
definitely makes sense, like why it traveled. But it's interesting that this story particularly traveled to Reno, Nevada.
Mhm.
All right, next one. Uh,
Hmm.
1958. This is Newport, Rhode Island. About Seattle. A taxidermist says Bigfoot, the creature whose huge human-like footprints have been the people of the. I'm not gonna fuck that up. I'm sorry, y'all. Of Northern California is an Indian gone wild.
Hmm.
Wow.
So they
Oh
believe the
wow.
giant prints could be wild Indians. I mean, honestly, it makes more sense. And they are
Crazy.
out in the wild living the way we used to live. I could imagine their feet prints being larger as they're probably more muscle, less
I
lazy.
doubt they're that much larger. I mean, if anything, I can believe that the toes would be more
Yeah, maybe not.
spread out because that's a more natural for balance. But I don't believe that their feet would
Well,
be, you know,
this guy who
fucking
inspected it, and another taxidermist said, prints to be very large, definitely human tracks. So,
16 inches long, 5 inches across at the heel, and 7 inches across at the
is
ball of the
this a
foot. Like,
is this a Bigfoot specific museum type
yes.
place? So why are we getting talks about alleged giant people?
Because it falls in line with, like, I guess Bigfoot's it's a
Mhm.
cryptid. Mostly Bigfoot, but, I guess the correlation might be there between, the giant people of the Americas and Bigfoot. I don't see a correlation between them, but maybe
Mhm.
somebody in the cryptozoology world does. I do find it interesting that they were touching base on, like, giant humans as well, but then again, I mean, they say that,
Yeah.
Sasquatch is a humanoid ape-like creature, so it kinda just fits in that category.
So they're saying here 6'7" to 7'6", as much as 400 pounds. Measuring the footprints for a distance of more than 60 feet, we found the average stride was 50 inches. We checked this against the stride of a man 6 feet 4 inches tall with long legs, and his stride was 30 inches. We were told by people who saw footprints made when this unknown man was running that they were 10 feet apart.
That's one hell of a
I
stride.
I know positively this is a human being. Interesting.
I mean, we do have Andre the Giant. Did have Andre the Giant. So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
potentially, I do see
I mean,
that,
look at
but
those basketball players, my god, they're massive.
yeah. Oh, they are. Not 400 pounds, though.
Mm.
I mean, damn. I wonder how big Wembley's feet are. Anyways, next.
Giant skeletons found in Florida.
Mhm. I guess trying to say that the skeletons may have been Bigfoot related or Bigfoot. But again, back to the whole giant Indians. Lots of different states have giant Indian legends, and I find that really interesting. But a lot of cultures have giant people stories.
Mhm.
So I've always found giant skeletons to be interesting because
Yeah.
like, I mean, granted, Dutch people are very tall. They're the tallest people, averagely in the world today. But back in the day, people were very small. So to
Yeah.
have people who are giant even to us, I find that interesting. So
Yeah.
next.
Monster skulls and bones.
Ooh.
1886.
From the New York Times from
So what are we
Cartersville, Georgia.
looking at?
Just it was a expert or not expert, insert in the New York Times about Cartersville,
Mm.
Georgia. I guess they found some more monster bones and skulls and were just reporting on it.
Huh.
Uh, 2 thigh bones, owners must have
Interesting.
been 14 feet tall. Ornaments of shell, brass, and stone have been found. So again, goes back to a legend of large ancient natives.
Yeah, I'd like to see this. A representative of the Smithsonian Institution is here investigating the curious relics. Let's see that investigation posted alongside next to this.
Okay, so that was back in 1886. I highly doubt that that's a
Smithsonian,
that it's available. I mean, they don't have to make their shit public as well.
but they should.
Right.
Point is,
If they even have anything, if they still even have that.
I I can microfiche and find these articles,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah, we can find the articles, but that doesn't mean that research still exists anywhere.
What I'm saying is anybody can go find this article,
Mhm.
right? Not
Yep.
anybody is doing the research investigation. So hit them up, provide it. Otherwise, why even provide this? Like this is everywhere,
Mhm.
like where's what I'm supposed to see with it?
You did it. Not a question for me. Let's continue.
It's a point, Stephanie. It
I
has
know.
nothing to do with you.
I
It's a
know.
point.
So this is obviously a replica of a giant skeleton or giant skull that they found.
It's like an ape
It
something.
does. Yes. I mean, I totally believe that we had giant apes at one point in this world. They're already massive. Like silverbacks are very scarily large. Um, but we also had like giant sloths at one point in this world. So a
Wouldn't be
giant ape does not surprise me in any
yeah.
way.
Well, this
Um,
was, allegedly found in Mexico in a cave
mhm.
with over 200 skeletons of men, each above 8 feet in height. Burial place.
I don't I don't think that the skull and that are related, I think it was something else.
Hmm.
But I just wanted to take a picture of the skull and the giant skeletons found. He found a cave in Mexico. Yeah, no, this skull is separate from the actual thing on the wall behind it. That was just part of, like, the whole wall of, articles that was posted up, and then that skull was in front of it. But,
Mm.
I don't really think anything was like, about the skull. I think it was just another replica of one of the giant ape skulls that have been referenced in the articles.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, very apish. Like, not
And
very
then they put a
humanoid.
fake
Yeah.
tree next to it.
You
A
know,
a replica of a tree next to a replica of a skull.
at least the beaver fur was real, though.
Uh, oh,
Okay.
hold up.
Next one.
Next, beaver fur skeletons found. Huh.
My
A lot to
god.
do with tribes here.
Uh-huh.
Ancient tribes.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah, it was interesting. Several skeletons. Yep. They were also found in the mountains. A bunch of skeletons were similar to women, which had smaller heads but were similar in facial characteristics. The skeletons were embedded with charcoal and covered with layers of baked clay to shed water from the signatures. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. All right. Well, more, large skeletons found, different area of, the US, just full range now, north, south, east, west, large
Mm.
skeletons found all throughout. Next picture is a story from that was told to President Teddy Roosevelt, written in his book in what does it say, 1832, 1932? It's blurry.
Yeah.
Essentially, the story was recited to him about two gentlemen who were in the woods. They were working. They were approached by a large ape-like creature. They shot at it. It ran away. They came back from work the next day. Their stuff was tossed. That night, they made fire, stayed on watch. Next day, they went back to work, and they had separated for a short time. And when Bauman here came back to the camp to meet up with Buddy, he found Buddy straight murdered, teeth mark in his neck, like claw
Hmm.
marks all over him, just murked. So
Either
he,
his wife or a vampire found him.
or a bear.
Right.
So that's the general gist of that story. He noted it as something to be retold, as wilderness men are not superstitial or shaken easily, as he had said. So he found the story worth noting into
Hmm.
his The Wilderness Hunter book.
But they are apparently hostile.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, they approach women with no problem.
Hmm.
But all right, so let's continue. I think the next one is a picture of the different skeletons that they have found around the world, and like the sizes of them. And then the next picture I think is a more zoomed out of the other half of
You
that.
mean this is just saying 3 feet tall? I mean, that's short.
No, 36 feet.
Oh, Jesus. No. No. Next. No. No.
So apparently, Maximus Thrax, Caesar of Rome, from around 235 AD, was 8'6". Goliath from the Bible was 10'6",
Uh-huh.
and that's crazy. Uh, but yeah, so just references to some skeletons that have been large, and then reference to other historically large people that
Mhm.
were known only human.
Yeah,
So,
and look at the times on these 80, 280, 1010 BC, 1400 BC, 1577 80, 1456 80 is
yeah.
when
So
they
yeah,
found those sizes.
so the 1577 AD, they found him under an overturned oak tree. Like, sir, how did you get here? Just very interesting. But it's I really want to do more research into these guys,
Yeah.
because uh they're 36 feet. Hmm. But
You gotta wonder, like, if there's truth to this, and again, something for the end, but if there's truth to this, right, then we would all know it by now. And if we don't all know it, it's because it's being hidden into a conspiracy theory, right? What would be the point of hiding this from people? What would be the point of governments hiding this from anyone? Why would it matter? It would help explain the pyramids, lots of things. Why hide it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, god.
You
They
know,
got if we had people that were 36 feet tall walking
the
around,
government
oh,
knows
yeah,
about
those
it.
pyramids would just be built in, like, a day. They'd be like,
Yeah, but more importantly, like, the governments would know that this existed. Like,
yeah,
the research would have been done, people would have found shit, they'd say, "Oh," and at some point, they gotta say, "Hide it, don't tell the public." Why? Why? Again, it just
yeah.
goes back to, where's the proof? Where's
Mhm,
the proof?
mhm.
You know, I hate to say it, I'm not trying to poo-poo it, I have my own opinions we'll get into, but, uh, why hide it, you know?
Mhm. Alright, next.
The Bigfoot record
Ah.
I actually enjoy listening to these. It was very interesting.
They
If you
had them playing, the
Oh, I'm
headphones.
sure.
Yeah, the headphones that you see down at the corners of the pictures, yeah, they were playing the
Yeah.
Bigfoot sounds through there. But yeah, they, and then I have the next picture I think is a close up of, like, the tape recorder. Then I have a
Oh,
close up of the picture.
wanna see the alleged area here. Huh.
Mhm, and then I did take a picture, a close up of the, like, drawn map of, like, where everything went down.
And this is what he used to record,
Yes.
huh, outside, back when?
Click the next
And
picture, and I think they'll tell answer that question. 1972, there we go.
yeah. And you have this person saying Ellen Berry captured were vocalizations were primate in origin. At least one of the voices exceeded normal human range. Study also showed the vocalizations were spontaneous at the time of the recording, as are the most recent recordings featured in the CD. Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, so we definitely listened to a few of the Sierra sounds.
Mhm.
To me, I will always say it, some of them sound like a mountain lion, like a just mountain lions sound so freaking scary because they just scream. They
I hear you too,
scream like
man.
a banshee, like a human. Yes, they scream like a human, like being murdered.
But let's not forget it says voices exceeded normal human range.
Mariah
It
Carey can exceed normal
Right.
human range.
Exactly my point. Exactly my
Mhm.
point.
She can talk to
They're only saying
dolphins.
they're only saying it exceeded normal human range, not that it was completely out of human range. So, pay attention to words. I'm not saying it's bullshit, I'm not saying it
Mhm.
is. What I'm saying is
Phrasing.
watch the words and everything you're hearing from people, like, Lou Elizondo, Jeremy Corbell, it all falls into this too.
Mhm.
It's the exact same thing. They exceeded normal human range. Most people are just going to think, oh, wow, no, normal range. Here's my normal range right now. Now, if I want to start screaming, that is outside of my normal human range.
That part.
So,
Yeah. Alrighty. The next picture is going to be a drawn map of where I guess it all went down.
mm-hmm. Yes, I'm hearing it in my head as I'm seeing these. So they're saying the kitchen area, basically wherever they were probably staying was here. The recorder's here, but the microphone is over here, even though back here the recorder and microphone are together. It's plugged
Yeah.
in.
I mean, I at that time there wasn't wireless anything, so I don't know how it could have been
Yeah,
farther away.
recorder, microphone, unless there was another microphone. I believe they actually had a couple, so that's probably what this is. Food, guessing if I recall correctly, they placed some food out there.
Yeah,
They
you got
found
it tracked it
19-inch
somehow.
19-inch tracks that were flat. We have large, or maybe the land was flat. Large boulders over here, ravine, alders, spring. Okay.
Yep. Next one. So this is the whole gifting thing we were talking about earlier. People who would trade. So they were saying that if you would like to start trading with a Sasquatch yourself, these are his favorite foods.
Uh, I get the peanut butter.
I totally get that, and I also get the
Uh,
chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate, solid
I
choices.
I look, s- God damn it. I mean, we're almost done with pictures. I'm fucking done. Um, look, here this is what pisses me off, okay? If you truly believe Bigfoot's real and you're not just setting stuff up to make money here, um, a stupid ass display like this totally takes away from it and just helps discredit the whole thing, I think, at least at that one particular place. It I mean, all this says is I get free snacks when I take a break when I'm working here. Like, come on, peanut butter chocolate. Oh, candy bars specifically. Zagnut bars are a favorite of Sasquatch. I mean,
Yeah,
give me
they
a
tell you to,
break.
like, leave this they tell you to leave it out, like, on your property to try to attract it, or
Yeah.
like, that's yeah.
Yeah, it just seems childish and takes away from what you're really trying to do. And let's relate that to UFOs. Lou Elizondo, those two conferences he spoke at, each one he put out a new picture, which he's never done. And within 24 to 48 hours of each one, of him showing each one at these conferences, they were totally discredited. They were debunked completely. And huge bad on him, right? It's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
ah,
Continuing. There's the vines. Those are the pictures of I totally forgot I sent
yeah.
that to you, but that is the vinage that's, like, basically choking the South out that's starting to come
Mhm.
up north. Like, I see it in Michigan when I'm driving to my parents along the highway, but that is everywhere, and that is just the parking lot of this place. So, very easy to disappear
And die.
immediately. Like, you
Yeah.
can Homer Simpson yourself into a bush with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'd
it's
hate to know what else is in that bush, but you could.
spider. Spiders. Okay, anyways, next one. Ugh. Oh, I think I just resent you some more pictures of how teak the brush and the forest is out there,
Yeah.
and how, uh
Gone.
out there. Like, so as we're driving, you saw in the video, the little homesteads, but, like,
Mhm.
these homesteads are, like, a couple every mile, because there's not a lot of land that they can build on in this
Yeah.
area because not as you see, there's very little flat land. And a lot of people have very long driveways that go up into the hill and you can't even see the house. So, I mean, it really would be a good area if you were a squatch to
Yep.
hang, because I mean, you can disappear almost immediately, and you have a lot of space. I mean, that national park is all mountains. It's all very, very thickly wooded and forested, clearly. If I was a squatch, that would be a great spot to try to hang out in.
Yeah. Now, apparently, there are some very stupid Sasquatches out there because if you go to BFRO's website, right, and you look at the map, like we've
There's
shown
always
before,
one.
click on your state, and then you can see all the counties that have been
Mhm.
spotted. I mean, we're talking California, we're talking barren areas, deserts. I mean, you name it. And it's like if this thing is so wants to be so elusive, or just naturally it just remains elusive. I mean, its normal thing wouldn't be to go to these types of places.
Right.
Yeah, obviously some of them are in mountains in like California in some areas, but there's
Mhm.
been completely open areas. Um, so what do you think when you went there and you saw the stuff like the casts? I don't know if any of them were not replicas, but
I feel like I think the ones that said that they were a cast replica were only the only replicas. I feel like, because they said that they're replicas versus the other ones who didn't say
mhm,
they were replicas. So those must have been like the ones. Because like I said, they were very proud of the fact that they had a lot of artifacts donated to them.
yeah,
Uh I thought that honestly it was a very well put together little area, a little museum. It
yeah,
wasn't sparse by any means. They had a couple videos going of different people's like expeditions and like, locals testimonies. I take it obviously as a grain of salt. I do not believe, this, everybody who watches this knows this, that I do not believe in Bigfoot. Um you have to show me more proof. You have to show me legitimate proof that it was
actual
not
proof.
proof
Yeah,
to me. That was not proof. That was just a collection of people's hopes and dreams that this was is something. And that's fine. If they believe wholeheartedly that they've seen something, that's cool. I support
yeah.
that. That if that's what they want to believe, that's I go for it, baby. I'm here for you.
Mhm.
But me personally, despite it being a very well done museum, they are lacking, yes, a lot of additional backup information to support some of the stuff they had in there, like you had
Right.
pointed out. It was cute though.
Yeah.
I think it was actually really cute. They had a couple, interactive little animatronics because apparently a, Sasquatch tried to break into a, cabin, so there was little animatronics, like, trying to hold a door as fake arms were behind the door trying to get in, and I was like, "Okay,
So,
that's great."
documentary once, and it had this guy, this cabin. I wanna say it was, like, out in Alaska, like, remote Alaska, like, you fly in, there's a
Mhm,
lake there, and you have to fly in.
mhm.
And they his claim, they did a whole thing there overnight and everything, and his claim was that there was Bigfoots out there, and the last time he had left, he put down this like doormat that had this like spikes coming up, so you could try and get DNA blood evidence. He did a few different things, and because this thing would come up to the door. You mentioned breaking in, and that reminded me of this. But they did a whole thing out there, and even that night, they were allegedly hearing. I mean, you can hear it in the audio.
Mhm.
Something throwing large rocks in their direction from up the mountain, and you know
Oh, kinda like the
that's
rock
great.
throwing one from the video that we saw.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what these things are alleged to do.
yeah.
Uh, but it's not there. I've mentioned before there was a guy who he's a professional in the field of studying nature, things like that,
Mhm.
and he had talked about the possibility of this creature actually being real, and he says it's basically impossible.
Yeah.
I want to read you something real quick. This is not necessarily from him, okay? But I did type something in on this so we could see this real quick, or read it. And this points to what I've been saying that this guy had said. From a biological standpoint, Bigfoot is scientifically implausible because of a breeding population of large hominids requires hundreds of individuals to avoid inbreeding and ensure long-term viability. Population this size would require massive amounts of food and leave behind physical evidence such as carcasses, bones, and DNA, which has never been
Mhm.
verifiably discovered. The impossibility of sustained Bigfoot population relies on specific biological. So it goes into more. I'm not going to go into it, but just Google it. Study
Yeah.
of how Bigfoot can't be real due to small population.
Mhm,
Yeah, you'll
mhm,
eventually come
mhm.
across that guy, but this is the AI overview that pops up, and it's true. There's no reason we wouldn't have found the stuff by now. And you can't say, oh, but they have. Look, Stephanie just showed proof of the ones that aren't relics. Yeah, well, that's a casting of something. There's no proof this thing exists. Any of the DNA that's ever been tested, there's no proof. But forget
Not
the
only
DNA.
that, but the few things that were supposedly, like, true and real have all mysteriously disappeared or are under lock and key in a basement where they're refusing to let it get tested.
Allegedly. And that's the thing. Why would they want to hide this? Why would it matter that this is or was a thing, or it is
Yeah.
dying off clearly and going extinct? Why hide it? It just doesn't make sense. Now, I said before, I'm not trying to call BS on Bigfoot or not. I don't know. I'm going to go with what the scientists say and say, yeah, they have a very great argument. It is most likely is complete bullshit. Um, However, if we were going to work along the lines of, but I swear to God, this is real, this goes back to the whole UFO story and what's come out in the last 10 to, probably 20 years or so. A new idea that there is possibly a relation between Bigfoot,
Yeah.
Sasquatches,
As Dr.
and
Matthew has
UFOs.
said, yes.
Yeah, and UFOs. And when I say UFOs, I'm referring to, some type of flying craft from somewhere else other than
Right.
Earth. UFOs are real, unidentified objects, no big deal. Um, so I can see the possibility where maybe they would go hand in hand,
Excuse me.
and maybe these are those aliens. But then again, you get into the chance that they would actually look so similar to multiple species of life on this planet, humans, chimps, apes,
Bears.
gorillas, all that, the chances of that coming from some planets, God knows where, is so small, it's basically impossible. And then you're talking about a grunt that gets here and is walking around. Well, then who built the spaceship he came here in? Because it wasn't this guy.
Yeah,
But I mean,
you're right.
seriously, it's basically impossible. We would have found the evidence, and if you're saying no, I'm sorry, proof. If you're saying the proof is there,
Mhm,
well, where? Nobody's actually ever seen any proof. Why would the governments be hiding this? It makes no sense.
mhm.
These people up and down. What's the main peak to climb out in the one where people just died. The popular one, everyone knows the name except
Oh,
me.
Pikes Peak, the
Oh
Manitou Incline?
no, no, tallest, snowy. People die all the time. They're
Oh, Everest, yeah,
Everest.
that
I mean,
one.
there's always been talk of these things out there. And what I'm going to is why would the governments hide this? Well, there's governments that wouldn't hide something like this. So why would their government hide this knowing their own people are going up there and bringing tourists in to go up there? Tourism, which gives them a shit ton of money just to do something like this, go hike to the top of Everest.
And die.
You wouldn't tell people that this is there. I mean, we have that one troop of military dudes, I believe it was Everest or somewhere similar, that had this little expedition going on. They all wound up dying, and there's actual plausible reasons for that. But they're claiming Yetis, you know. I have a hard time with Bigfoot. I really do. There's only one possible way I could see there is any truth to it, and I just mentioned that with the relation to UFOs.
Yes.
There have been alleged sightings around alleged UFO incidents. Um, that's the only way I could see it, and I'm not saying I see it. As of now, I think Bigfoot's BS. That doesn't mean it is. That's just my opinion. I'd like to talk to people who've had a legit sighting, and
Well, hopefully they email us.
you have to talk. So, but it's just not statistically possible from everything we see. It would be nice if it was because they're clearly not aggressive most of the time. So we could possibly coincide with them,
Mhm.
and that would be cool because it would bring the something new and the something interesting to our dull, boring lives that everyone's
Yeah.
been waiting for.
Yeah.
Why hide it? This wouldn't be as big as aliens,
No.
but
Unless they
but
are
they
the aliens.
right, but they would still hide it. I
Yeah.
mean, it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
No.
So I'm at the same. I think there's nothing
Mm.
to it.
I mean, I'm the same. I just thought that it was interesting. The kid wanted to go, so we went. He's really
Yeah.
into,
No,
Bigfoot.
if I
So,
was in the area, I would go too.
yeah.
I would like to.
Yeah,
Again,
I was very much like, well, they wanna go. This is gonna be a pretty neat experience and a pretty cool thing to talk about on the podcast. So, I was like,
yeah,
"Sure, let's go, kid."
yep. Well, Bigfoot, there it
Bigfoot.
is.
Yep.
If you've legit seen a Bigfoot or think you have, shoot us an email, obscuredr1@gmail.com. Type story in the subject line. Tell us your encounter, your story. We'd like to hear it. We'll share it on here. Um, and it's not to poo poo it. I don't know. I just have an opinion, just like everybody else has one. But I'd like to hear about it. And one of our upcoming shows might also be about Bigfoot. Stay tuned. Maybe Bigfoot of
Mm.
Ohio, possibly.
The wild man of Ohio, of Indiana, Pennsylvania.
And with that said, I'm gonna mysteriously disappear.